I'm here with Miesha Tate. Miesha, give us your thoughts on the fight.
I made some mistakes, obviously. I got a little bit careless, and it cost me really big.
Miesha, you've been here before, you've regrouped, and you've come back stronger than ever. Where is your mind at right now?
You know, right now I'm going to go up to Ontario, Canada. I'm going to ride some power sports. I'm going to get my thoughts back together. I'm going to regroup for, maybe a week, and I'll be back in the gym. I always come back stronger for these kinds of things. So thank you so much to everybody who came out here and is a supporter of mine. I will come back. I promise you, I will come back stronger for this. I always do.
Miesha Tate, ladies and gentlemen.
If you do anything too much, you start to take it for granted. If you do anything in life, if you do too much, you take it for granted. I've been fighting for 13 years. I have 44 MMA fights. During that whole time, I could just never let go of my dirt bike. That was a passion to me that I had just pure, genuine love. It was something that I would just feel so free and released. When I looked up Ontario, it just seemed like it fit the picture. I thought, okay, this is a good place to take a breath from mixed martial arts.
Any type of relationship, you've got to have balance, and I feel like I have a relationship with mixed martial arts. It's been a part of my life for over a decade, and I have to renew it sometimes. I have to miss it. I have to reinvent myself. I have to reinvent the way I do things. I have to reinvent the sport. It's very important to me sometimes that I set it down and I step away so I can regroup, and then I can come back to it and be better and fresh and not feel burnt out and really be hungry for it, to really, really honestly miss it. You've got to take a break sometimes, and you've got to mentally regroup, get it back together so you can get back and hit it hard again. For me, I love to do things that are out in the wilderness, out in nature, but they also accommodate my nature, which is a little bit aggressive, a little bit eager, a little bit excited to be out there and doing something exhilarating. So I think things like this are crucial. Horseshoe Resort was just awesome. They have a motocross track right there and lots of really cool things to experience.
Hi, how are you? Brian, pleasure. Clinton. Welcome, guys. So we're gonna do some dirt biking.
Yeah.
Miesha's done lots. You're kind of new at it, Brian.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we'll help you.
All right.
We'll help him, won't we?
Yeah.
Right.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Just got a WR250F, so it's got the electric
That's what I
start.
pulled out for you.
Great.
Travel bikes are sweet. I haven't.
Yeah,
I've only
have
got
you
a-
ever tried that?
I've one time and I absolutely loved it. I've always wanted to get one.
Yeah, we've got
so
lots
bad.
of them. You're welcome to try it.
Really?
And we've got some cool obstacles on the other side of the
man, I
dirt
can't wait to
that
try
you can
some of
play
that.
on. Tires and stairs and
Yes.
stuff like that.
Ooh, I'm so excited for that.
And then out in the forest, we have some of the best single track
Cool.
in Canada, right across the road.
All right, so let's get our stuff.
And I lose all my energy, and I cry, but I feel so free now. My air now, whether far away, I will be running like a child as the time can fly. My air, whatever words they say, I won't care inside. My mind is like a wind. My air, and I lose all my energy, and I cry, but I feel so free now.
Yeah, nice job. So much fun. Awesome trails, gotta hit some jumps, rail some corners, and then to my favorite part is we gotta jump on the trials bike, and I gotta play with one of those, and man, those things are amazing. They're kind of like a trick bike, the whole key is to not put your feet down on them. That obstacle course was, for me, that was probably, as far as the adrenaline part goes, that was probably the highlight for me because it was something so new. It was something so cool and new on that. travel to Halliburton, a small little quaint town that was so welcoming, and everybody in the town was so open.
I like to be out in the woods or on a lake somewhere that's just really quiet, and because that just speaks to me, you know. I live a very busy lifestyle. I live in Las Vegas and I'm constantly around people. So when I want to escape somewhere, I really want to escape. One stop I really enjoyed was at Backcountry Cottages in Halliburton, Ontario. I just thought it was honestly the perfect getaway. It felt like a little mini home. You know, I had a kitchen and a gorgeous view of the lake. And that's also where I got to take the four-wheeler out for the first time and really get back into some very aggressive trails in the woods. And I thought it was just amazing.
Right from the cottage, we were able to take off, and 10 feet later, and you're in the best, most beautiful, wonderful trails that you could ever possibly see. Mud bogs, trees, roots, rock crawling, whatever you wanted, it was there. You know what? Every experience that I've had so far in my life coming to Canada, I absolutely love it because I grew up in Washington in the Northwest. This is what I grew up with. We had a ranch, 27 horses, cattle, all these kinds of things. When I turned 7, I got my first dirt bike. I got a little Honda Elsinore 50. And man, when I got on that thing, I just never looked back. Just hearing the sound of the engine and just, I can't even describe, you know, in words the feeling that I felt inside when I was a little kid, and I was hooked ever since then.
I was a bit of a wild child. I was definitely very outdoorsy. I was the little girl that had, you know, scuffed up elbows and twigs in her hair and dirt under my fingernails because I was outside as much as possible, and I would cry when my mom would tell me I had to come in because the sun was coming down, you know. I wanted to be outside, I wanted to be climbing trees. I would say very much a tomboy. Most of my friends were all guys, and that's just what I grew up with. I never really thought of myself as different, any different than any of my male friends anyways. Coming up to Ontario, it's something that I had wanted to do for some time because I've always heard how beautiful it was up here and how amazing and surreal it is, but I really didn't expect it to be so refreshing. I remember one of the most memorable moments for me when I was out on Turtle Lake and I'm on the wave runner and there's no one in front of me. The water was like glass. It looked like no one had touched it. And the trees were straight up to the water line. You couldn't see a house in sight. You couldn't see a person in sight. It just looked like I was in the middle of some undiscovered place.
I've never seen anything like Turtle Lake in my entire life. It was something that you only see in pictures or paintings that don't exist.
Well, I had the really big honor of meeting a very special little girl named Gabby. I hear that sometimes she's a little bit introverted, but she really warmed up to me, honestly, right off the bat. And we hit it off. And I ended up nicknaming her the little daredevil because when I was speaking to her, I asked her about courage and I talked to her about those things, and she's beginning jujitsu. And that little girl went up a giant cliff. Just based on our conversation, went up a giant cliff and jumped off of it into the water. It was something that I think a lot of guys, 3 times her age would have a little bit of trouble doing. She was just so brave and so courageous, and I saw a light in her, and I saw something that was, she probably doesn't know it, but inspirational to me.
Can't believe we gotta freaking do this. It was so much fun. We gotta come.
This is like one of the most fun workouts. This is the kind of stuff I live for, because it's like, well, you too, like, you know what I mean? Because it's like way more fun than running on a treadmill, because you're out there and you're just having fun. You don't even realize you're burning so many calories.
Can't believe how beautiful it is up here. Like, it's thought Washington's beautiful, but it's crazy here in Ontario. Like,
well, it's nice because it's like not commercialized. Like, there's not really that many houses. It's just really serene, like very natural.
Does it make you want to buy a weight runner now almost?
Yeah.
Heads up when you head out today, we have a severe thunderstorm watch in effect for our area. We have the potential of seeing some heavy rain, strong winds, and such. We'll keep following that for you this morning.
We've got a couple of very special guests in our studio. UFC stars Miesha Tate and Bryan Caraway in studio. Welcome. You guys are real big power sports enthusiasts, right? You love to do this stuff.
Yeah, he got me actually turned on to that kind of stuff. I didn't grow up riding dirt bikes or four-wheelers or, weight runners and things like that, but it's in my nature, and I think he kind of picked up on that. So he's like, hey, you like to fight? You like to do things the boys like to do? I'm sure you'd love this too. And I was like, yeah, go figure.
You guys actually train together too, right? Tell us about that.
Yeah, so I started doing mixed martial arts about 10 years ago when I met Bryan in college. He had been fighting already. I wrestled in high school, and it kind of just was a natural fit. I didn't know that I wanted to fight. I'm like, do I want to get punched in the face? Hell no. But it turns out I like punching other people in the face, so it kind of it worked out.
Most people, their grind is at the office, but you guys, seriously, it's hardcore. Like, you're really in there.
Our job brings literally grind to a whole new level.
Yeah.
Literally, if you look at my ears, it looks like a dog was chewing on it. Literally, they've been grinded.
We have a friend of ours that lives up here and has always been saying, like, hey, you got to come up here and check it out. It's just a beautiful place. It's been absolutely gorgeous and such a nice escape.
Now that you're rested and rejuvenated, that's it. There's nothing slowing you down.
Absolutely.
Yes. Up. This vacation was much, much needed.
Miesha Tate and Bryan Caraway again, Grounded Studio tonight, 8 o'clock, first come, first serve. There's going to be a lot of people there. You want to get early and make sure you get a chance to meet them. Thanks for coming in today.
Yes, thank you for having us.
Been a pleasure.
Thanks for having us, guys. We're still in Northeast Ontario. We stay at a place called Cedar Gables, and we roll up there, and the first thing I see is a giant red barn in the back. And I'm like, wait a minute, I thought we were staying at a hotel. And to come to find out, it's a little bed and breakfast place. I absolutely loved it, and where it feels like you really belong there, like you're not out of place, you feel like you can really rest. Ready to rock and roll? It looks kind of sandy from the driveway, but not too much sand where it's gonna be a nightmare. But you got a 4-wheeler, so are you kidding me? We freaking own that thing yesterday.
Are you gonna ride the dirt bike?
You know it.
I know, you're a two-wheel man. I got it. The most fun for me was really getting out into the woods and tearing it up on the quad.
There's like a creek right here or something. We gotta check it out. Man, isn't it so crazy how it just comes right out of the ground? It's a natural spring for sure. Anytime you see it coming out of the ground like that, it's so cool.
I think fighting is some of the most intense form of competition that you're ever going to find. To me, it's raw, it's beautiful, it's amazing. There's an aggressive side to it, there's a very raw side to it. For some reason, I'm drawn to it. I think because I'm a competitor and an athlete, and that sport, mixed martial arts, kind of marries the two perfectly for me. I had a really rewarding experience at Grounded Studios. I was able to go in and put some stripes on the kids' belts there and just really instill in them that hard work does pay off, and it's a good feeling to get in there and do something positive and work towards something, to have goals. To instill that in the kids was very rewarding for me, and to be able to give back a little bit, that's what it's about. And then afterwards, to be able to work with some of the adults and show them a little bit of my trickery. And I really enjoyed that. I feel like it's synergy, as I'm giving to them, they're also giving to me, even if, sometimes they might not realize it.
They made us feel like family right away. They made us feel like that was our home gym, like that we had been training there for a long time. And the people were so accepting of us. There wasn't a better place we could have went. After that, we were able to do some autograph signing and kind of get back to the MMA community.
Oh, this trip has beyond refreshed me. It's strange how a small break in the monotony of things like this 5-6 days that I've spent up in here, Ontario, makes me want to get back in the gym viciously. Like, I'm hungry for it. I want to get back in there. I want to train. I'm already chomping at the bit. Whereas if I had spent this last 5 or 6 days back home in the gym on the continual grind, I'd be feeling a bit worn, to be honest. I'd be feeling a bit worn out. I'd be feeling a bit burnt out. This has been exactly what I needed. I didn't know that I was going to experience so many cool things and that it was going to be so mind-blowing. I think that the loss at UFC 200 was really, really hard on me. I don't take that easy. I just needed some time to regroup and get my head back about me, and I loved it. Like I've said, it was that reset. Everybody needs that sometimes in their life. They need a little bit of reset, and this is what I needed. This is what I needed to regroup so I can get back into the octagon and kick some butt and do what I love.
I got matched up with a female named Jo. She was a great sport. She asked a lot of questions, but in a way that she was passionate about. I could tell that when I looked in her eyes, 12, 13 years ago when I started MMA, I could see that she had the passion in her heart, and her skill level was really solid. You know what I mean? She could tell that she was really putting in her time, and I was greatly impressed by her skill set compared to how long she had been training. I think she'd only been training for 2 years barely, and we had a great conversation about what she wants to do and her passions, and I just immediately connected with her. I thought, man, this is somebody that I could feel looks up to me, and she was asking, I feel like all the right questions that somebody would ask that really cares. We came in and we were able to do that seminar. I just said, hey Jo, come over, you mind rolling with me, maybe giving me a couple rolls and beating me up a little bit, and she was so stoked. Her face just turned red, and she's like, oh, are you sure? She didn't know what to do. She's trying to find her mouthpiece and come over, and we had a really great roll and had some fun and got in some crazy positions and had a great time. And for me, I just think, this is my job. I do this. I don't understand how it affects her. When I saw the emotion in her eyes and her heart and how bad she wanted this, I realized at that moment, like, man, I have the ability to be able to touch people, to be able to help inspire people. I actually reached out to her and said, hey, you know what? Why don't you come to Las Vegas with us? I think that you have the drive, and I think you have the willpower, and I think you have the want to be able to do this. And if there's any way that I could help you at all, if you could come and stay, we have a kind of a fighter's house that we'd rent out, and we, very selective who we pick. And I think we should stay in contact, and it feels really good to be able to connect with somebody so deeply. And I could just feel that she was really moved by that, and it really moved me as well. I want to be able to give back because I believe that's what the world is about. It's about relationships, it's about love, it's about creating bonds with people and trying to help each other out. If everybody had that mentality to be able to help each other out and to give back to the community, I really believe that the world would be a better place. So I was here in Ontario. I was very fortunate enough to be able to ride some really cool equipment. I got to ride a Yamaha YZ250 two-stroke, which for me was absolutely amazing because the two-strokes are kind of becoming a thing of the past. So when I saw that I was able to ride a two-stroke, that just brought joy to my heart because I love the sound of that two-stroke brap of the engine. And I got to ride some really, really awesome, super fast Yamaha wave runners. Man, the machines that we rode while we were here were just so incredible. A Yamaha 700, that thing was a beast. It's four-wheel drive. That thing, you could literally climb up a raw wall like this. It made you feel like you were a superhero. I couldn't say enough about the machines we were riding and the terrain that we were riding on. When I say when I come back to Ontario, because I definitely plan on coming back to hit up some snowmobiling, I definitely was drawn more to staying at the bed and breakfasts, the small little quaint, close by the lake, in the woods, away from everybody. For me, being such on a daily grind all the time, I just need to kind of turn down the volume. Every day it's punching, grinding, wrestling, doing all these things. I'm at volume 10, and to be able to come out here, I was able to kind of just turn all that down and be in the nature and just kind of let things go and truly be able to relax.
It was just an overall amazing experience.